Hello and welcome to the Missouri Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can direct your question to a specific school or schools, or leave a more general question for all of our representatives to answer about their institution. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening for Missouri students, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. This presentation is also being recorded and will be available within about a week alongside all of the session recordings at strivescan.com/Missouri. This is the same website where you signed up. I'm really excited to start tonight with our very first school for our presentation, and it will be the Missouri University of Science and Technology.
Good evening. My name is Janice Jones, and I am the Assistant Director of St. Louis and Diversity Recruitment at Missouri University of Science and Technology, also known as Missouri S&T. Missouri S&T is located in Rolla, which is halfway between St. Louis and Springfield. Rolla is a small city with a population of just over 20,000 in the city limits, plus nearly 8,000 students and another 50,000 people coming from nearby communities for shopping, dining, and entertainment. Rolla is part of the South Central Ozark Highlands, so you'll find many lakes, rivers, and streams where people enjoy fishing, swimming, canoeing, kayaking, rafting, camping, and other fun outdoor activities. There are caves to explore, zip lines to maneuver, and over 300 acres of city parks with over 10 miles of walking and biking trails. Missouri S&T was founded in 1870 as one of the first technological universities west of the Mississippi. So this year we are celebrating 150 years. S&T is ranked as the #1 public engineering university in the nation by payscale.com, #1 university in Missouri for alumni salary potential, and #1 public university in Missouri. Our graduates actually have the highest starting salary among all Missouri public colleges and universities. In the fall of 2020, over 7,600 students from across the US and around the world chose to study at Missouri S&T. About 6,100 of those were undergraduate students and another 1,500 graduate students. We have a student to faculty ratio of 18:1 and an average class size of less than 30 students. S&T offers 99 different degree programs in 40 areas of study. In the College of Arts, Sciences, and Business, we have the sciences like biology, chemistry, and physics, but we also have degree programs like English, history, and psychology. We have an AACSB accredited undergraduate business program. We also offer teacher certification. In addition to that, students can come to Missouri S&T for pre-professional programs such as pre-med and pre-law. However, Missouri S&T is probably best known for our engineering programs, with about 75% of our students majoring in these degrees. In the College of Engineering and Computing, we have 15 different undergraduate degree majors, as well as computer science and geology and geophysics. In the fall of 2020, we introduced a new global engineering program where students can earn a bachelor's degree, 2 bachelor's degrees in 5 years. So a bachelor's degree in the engineering field of their choice, and also a Bachelor of Art in Interdisciplinary Studies with a minor in Spanish or French. These students will get to study abroad for 1 semester and have an engineering internship abroad another semester. S&T offers several unique engineering minors, including biomedical, explosives, and humanitarian. We also have focused research in several areas, and undergraduate students can participate in research as early as their freshman year. So you may be wondering what our students do for fun. We have over 250 clubs and organizations that students can join. We have 19 different student design teams that give students opportunity to develop their problem solving, teamwork, and business skills while designing and building race cars, robots, rockets, canoes, rovers, and so much more. We also have 15 NCAA Division II varsity athletic teams. Our students place 5th all-time among NCAA Division II colleges and universities for the Capital One American Academic All-America selections. We also have intramural and club sports. About 23% of our students participate in Greek life. Additionally, we have theater, we have band, orchestra, study abroad, and so much more. Missouri S&T has 2 career fairs each year, which are among the largest in the Midwest. Last year, over 4,000 different employers actively recruited S&T students at our career fairs, on-campus events, and online. The average starting salary for students graduating with a bachelor's degree is just over $67,000 a year. And students doing internships and co-ops earn an average of $3,300 a month. Students go on to work for Fortune 500 companies across the US. So applying to S&T is pretty simple. We are still accepting applications for fall of 2021. Students can choose to submit test scores or apply as test optional. Our application is free. For juniors and younger, you can apply this summer before you start your senior year. Typically, students are notified within 2 weeks of an admissions decision. Missouri S&T is an affordable option. One of our most prestigious scholarships is the Chancellor Scholarship. It's a competitive scholarship worth $12,000 a year. It is renewable for 4 years. To qualify, you must have a 3.75 or higher GPA or be in the top 10% of your class. Additionally, you need a 31 or higher SuperScore ACT or a 1390 SuperScore SAT. The deadline to apply for the scholarship is December 1, so we encourage you to apply for admission before November 1st. We are currently offering on-campus and virtual presentations with faculty, faculty, current students, and staff. You will find all of our visit options at visit.mst.edu. Thank you. We hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much, Janice, for sharing Missouri science and technology with all of us. Our next presentation today is going to be from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign.
All right, hello everyone, and thanks so much for taking time to learn more about the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign along with the other schools on this presentation with me. My name is Hannah Steinbrenner. I'm a counselor and our coordinator of campus visits here at the University of Illinois. I'm here in Urbana-Champaign, Illinois. So just to start by a little bit about who we are and where we're located, we definitely fall within that large school bucket. Right, so we're a Big Ten school. There's a lot of school pride. For you all, for reference, we're about 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours away from St. Louis, directly south of Chicago, so situated right here in Champaign, Illinois. So we do have about 34,000 undergraduates studying here with us each and every academic year. All together with our graduate students, which include a lot of online students, the number reaches almost 50,000 students studying here as a part of our Illinois family. We are consistently ranked one of the most diverse schools here within the Midwest. We bring students from really all across not only the nation, but the world to study with us here on our campus. So from our out-of-state students, we mostly see students coming from Missouri, but then also California, Texas, and some other areas across the country. But again, it is a really global, diverse, engaging student body population that we have here, and especially a lot of energy when we've had some really exciting basketball wins, if you're a basketball fan, over the past couple weeks. So here we have over 150 different majors across our academic colleges that you're seeing on the screen. And I'll share that link to you all in the chat so you have reference to that. So we are very often most known for our programs such as our Granger School of Engineering, along with our Geese College of Business, ranking, those programs within the top 10 nationwide. But again, really ranging in different size and structures of programs across all the disciplines you see on the screen. Even within our College of Fine and Applied Arts for programs such as theater and some art-related majors, we also see our students successful in pursuing pursuing jobs post-graduation, and again, those programs ranking in the top 10 as well. So again, it's 150 majors across these academic colleges. There's over 120 minors that you can add on to that as well. So again, a lot of ways to customize your classes and your schedule throughout your 4 years here with us. That link is a great resource to get more information about each and every one of the majors, but also what some of those post-graduation opportunities are going to be for you as well. We do have one new program that we are welcoming students to for this fall 2021, and that's our School of Information Sciences, which we've had at the graduate level for the past many decades. That's consistently been ranked #1, and we're excited to offer that as a program for our undergraduate student population as well. So again, lots of different diverse areas for you to pursue here at Illinois. Okay. And students on our campus are extremely involved and active in a lot of different areas. So many of our students we see at the undergraduate level pursuing things like research and internships and getting involved in a lot of different avenues and facets on campus. We do have over 1,800 different student groups and organizations. So if you can think it, it likely exists here on our campus, but many different professional organizations to help you advance within your given interest area of what the major is you're pursuing, but then also lots of ways for you to get involved and network with students from across campus, across the different colleges that we offer, and to really volunteer, give back, and pursue some of those other interests that you have. If you're interested in a pre-health program or pre-professional program such as health, law, or something in addition to that, there are many of those different student groups and organizations you can pursue in addition to that as well through some of those different student groups and organizations. Okay. So not only are we going to help support you through your 4 years here as a student, but also really helping you think about that next step after graduation. So if you're wanting to know exactly where a degree from the University of Illinois can take you, what that impact is, I strongly encourage you to go and check out this link, and I'll share it in the chat to you all. But this will share with you exactly those first destinations of our students, of our graduates from each and every one of our academic majors here on our campus. If you want to know exactly where or what you can do with a degree in accounting or chemical engineering or information sciences from Illinois, that's a great resource to go and see kind of exactly what some of those opportunities are, what some of those graduate programs we see our students attending as well. But again, just a few names of companies we see recruiting and hiring many of our Illinois students for their jobs after graduation. All right. So we're going to talk quickly here for just 1 minute about what our application process looks like. We do have a really holistic review process. So we're reviewing you in the context of the high school that you attended, in addition to the major that you're applying to. So I will just make one caveat here on the screen that you see that we are test optional for the fall 2021 freshman applicants only. And just today we had a campus decision made that this policy is going to extend for the next 2 years. So for any juniors here, we will be test optional next year as well for each and every one of our academic programs here on our campus. So again, it's a holistic review process. You apply in the fall of your senior year. Our application opens on about September 1st each year, and decisions are released in February. So again, this is what we're looking for. It is a very holistic review process. So really taking into consideration all facets of your application and of your experience throughout your time in high school. So again, that's a brief snippet about what that is. Unfortunately, at this time, Unfortunately, at this time, we're unable to host any campus visitors. So I do just want to share that. I will share the link for you to visit us virtually if you'd like to hear more from myself or another counselor. We have a variety of information sessions being hosted online. And we really do hope to be able to host visitors again here within the next few months, once we are given the green light that it is safe for us to do so here on our campus. But that is all I have to share with you. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for sharing about the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. As we get ready for our next school to come and present, I just want to remind all of our attendees that the Q&A is open, so you can ask great questions for the schools that have already presented and for those schools to come. And up next, we're going to have Embry Riddle Aeronautical University. Rebecca, take it away.
So hi everyone, my name is Rebecca. So I am the Assistant Director of Admissions over at Embry Riddle Aeronautical University. So I'm excited to share some information with you about who we are. So really quickly, just to talk about each of our campuses. So we are very much one university, but actually do offer a few different campus options for you to consider. If you like the sunshine and you don't like the snow, then our Daytona Beach, Florida campus can be a great option for you. I can guarantee we won't have any snow days here in Florida. We are actually literally adjacent to the Daytona Beach International Airport, which is very convenient for all of our flight students to literally walk to all their flights. And of course, as out-of-state students, you can most definitely get to campus very easily. We also are about an hour north of Orlando. So that also means we're only about an hour away from Kennedy Space Center, which is very convenient for all of our engineering students, especially those aerospace engineering students wanting to work or potentially intern for a place that you might heard of, which is NASA. But for our campus itself, it's definitely very compact, very community-based school and campus for sure. In that picture there, you can actually see our College of Arts and Sciences building on the left. And a unique fun fact about that building is that the dome you see is actually the largest collegiate telescope in the Southeast. So our astronomy and astrophysics majors get to utilize that in their degree program. We are also about 10 minutes from the beach itself, so it's a great way to get off campus and be able to enjoy the beach. Our middle campus, as you can see, is in Arizona. It is specifically in Prescott, Arizona. So it's definitely a little bit of a different terrain compared to Florida. So if you like the mountains, if you like hiking or mountain biking, that could be a great place for you. They are about an hour and a half or so from Phoenix. So it definitely is not the stereotypical desert climate that you think of when you think of Arizona, since they are in northern Arizona. So they very much have a lot of greenery and very much normal civilization, not that desert feel that you may normally think of when you think of Arizona. This year, I've gotten word that they only have had about 2 snow days. So they definitely have very nice, even climate throughout the year and not too much snow either. We also have our worldwide online campus. So for any students that are interested in pursuing a degree completely online, they can also do so through our worldwide campus. And we also love to emphasize the tangible experiences that you get while being an Embry Riddle student as well. So our average class size at our Daytona Beach campus is about 27 students. We have about 7,000 students on our campus total in Daytona Beach, and our average class size at Prescott is about 24 students. And there's just over 3,000 students that are on campus in Prescott as well. So it's very much a medium-sized school where you really do get tangible experiences. And another fact that I love to emphasize about our classroom life and academic life as well is that all of our classes are only ever taught by professors. So these are going to be people that actually have industry experience in the fields that they're teaching. So not only do you know your professors, but these professors also do have real life applicable experience in what they're teaching. So they can be great connections for you as you look to eventually get a job. Even starting your freshman year, they can be great connections for you for internships or co-op opportunities. And this hands-on experience definitely does translate to our placement rate as well. So as you can see, we are nearly perfect with our placement rate. So 96% of our students go on to either go to grad school or actually get a job directly related to what they studied at Embry Riddle within a year of graduation. So we are among the highest in ranking for return on investment of a degree as well. So that really just goes to show that when you're here on campus, you really are learning what is applicable to what you actually want to pursue. So with that being said, the remaining 4% may very well be students that actually go on to get jobs or go to grad school, just maybe not directly what they studied at Embry Riddle. And above that, we actually do have a lot more than just academics. We do have 350 plus clubs and organizations, ranging from ROTC to Division II athletics, Greek life, special interest clubs like a skydiving club. So lots of different things to do on campus as well as off campus as well. I touched on a couple of these just now, but to get a wider world view, actually. So we do have a couple of opportunities for you to definitely get a wider world view in addition to what you actually learn on campus as well. So of course, like I just mentioned, we do offer athletics. Both of our residential campuses are Division II, and our Daytona Beach campus is NCAA. Our Prescott campus is NAIA Division II. We also do offer study abroad opportunities. So we like to say if you want to go to a different country, just pick a place and we'll try to get you there. So definitely a great way to actually go immerse yourself into a different culture by actually taking Embry Riddle courses in a different country. I also briefly mentioned as well, we do have ROTC. Our Daytona Beach campus has all 4 branches of ROTC, and our Prescott campus has both Air Force and Army ROTC. We also offer Greek life as well. So if you wanted to be a part of a sorority or fraternity, and if you are really passionate about philanthropy and making social connections, then this can be a great opportunity for you. And then I won't go through all of these programs because I won't take too much time with that, but you can just see a handful of our unique programs that we offer at Embry Riddle. Of course, a lot of our programs do focus in more of the aviation and aerospace industries. The top program that you see there is Aeronautical Science, which is our flight program. So for students wanting to be a pilot, that would be for you. And then becoming an Eagle, I'll just show this page really quickly. So we are rolling admissions. So our application typically opens about July before your senior year. And then from there, we are test optional and have other optional documents as well that you can submit. And then just for some contact information, you can see my contact information here, but I will get going so I don't take up too much time.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, for sharing Embry Riddle with everyone tonight. Our next school will be the Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lisa Norton, and I am the Dean of Admissions at Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. Thank you for joining us this evening. Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology is located in Terre Haute, Indiana, just about an hour to the west of Indianapolis. This was our 22nd year to be ranked #1 by US News and World Report for undergraduate engineering for schools that do not offer a PhD. So a little different category from some of the other schools that are presenting with us tonight. We have, just at a glance, we have around 2,200 undergraduate students. It's very much focused on the undergraduate experience at Rose-Hulman. All of our degree programs are in the STEM fields, science, math, and engineering degrees. Our largest degree program is mechanical engineering, and we graduate about 150 mechanical engineers every year. The average class size is right around 20 students, and our faculty to student ratio is 1 to 13. Like other schools have mentioned, all of the professors at Rose-Hulman are PhD level faculty that want their students to be successful and provide them with a lot of assistance. They're very accessible to the students. A full list of all of the degree programs are listed on our website. But again, we're much different than some of the other institutions because we don't have majors outside of the engineering fields, but we do have a number of minors that students can pursue, both technical and in humanities, social sciences, and the arts. As I mentioned, the focus is on the undergraduate experience and the hands-on aspect of the education. Students have access to state-of-the-art laboratories. We have excellent facilities, $1 million worth of toys for our students to play with here at Rose-Hulman. And we have a brand new facility that will be opening this summer with chemistry labs, a food science lab. It's really going to be a great addition to our campus community. So we're excited about the opening of that. We also have great makerspace and innovation centers on our campus that are very popular with our students. And they house all of our academic competition teams like Team Rose Motorsports and the Human Powered Vehicle and the robotics teams. So there's a number of different activities that students can be involved with in the innovation facilities, regardless of what their major is. And like I mentioned earlier, definitely dedicated to students learning. We have access for all of our students to the Learning Center on campus. When you're surrounded by other great students studying science, math, and engineering, I think that helps keep students motivated as well, going to class and doing their homework, and they have study partners, a lot of collaborative opportunities to work with one another outside of the classroom, as well as inside the classroom. As others have mentioned with career services, we have great opportunities for our students to have paid internships, co-ops, and research experiences. We're nearly 100% placed within 6 months of graduation every year. The average starting salary for 2020 was just over $76,000. We have a career services advisor that works with each of the disciplines at Rose-Hulman. So if a student's particularly interested in going to one geographic region, or they know that they want to work for a particular company, the career services staff works with students to help you make those connections. And the internships are available to students even after their freshman year. So if you want to have that experience and maybe work for a large corporation one summer, and then after sophomore year, work for a smaller startup, there's lots of different opportunities to try out different locations with companies and or cities through the internship and co-op experiences. We are open for visitors right now. So if anybody is planning to do some college visits over spring break, we have limited times available. We just ask that students follow the COVID protocols that we have in place for all of our students, with filling out pre-screening forms and doing temperature checks. And then while here, wearing masks and abiding by the social distancing rules. But we do have opportunities Monday through Friday and then Saturday mornings. And we'd love to have the opportunity to, meet with you, tell you about the admissions process, and have you take tours of campus with our students. We also have opportunities to meet with financial aid and career services and athletics, if that's something that's interesting to you right now. In terms of admission, we have our application opening on August 1st. And our early action deadline is November 1. Like other schools, we have also suspended the use of test scores for the entering class in the fall of 2022. So that is something that we don't want students to be stressed out trying to get a test scheduled. We will be looking that the entire application transcript, very holistic approach to the admissions process. So I appreciate your interest in Rose-Hulman. If you would like to reach out to us and get more information, the contact information is on the screen, and I will put it into the chat as well. And encourage you to follow us on social media for, to get the experience through students' eyes at Rose-Hulman. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Lisa, for presenting about Rose-Hulman today. We are approaching our 5th school. We only have 5 schools in our group tonight. So we are going to be hearing next from Purdue University. As Purdue gets ready to go, just a reminder to all of our attendees, definitely add some questions to the chat. We had a couple and we'd love to see some more. And our representatives would love to connect you with more information or answer questions. You can direct it to a specific school or leave a question for all the schools to answer. All right, Megan, I'm turning it over to you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good to see you. I'm Megan Dorton, Senior Associate Director in the Office of Admissions at Purdue University. So a little bit about who we are. We are a large public university with about 35,000 total undergraduate students. Our students hail from all 50 states and over 120 different countries. We do historically have about 50% of our student population coming from the great state of Indiana. About 35% of our students are from states outside of Indiana. And then the rest makes up that international student population. So we, again, have a very large and robust student population from all over the world. I will say within our top 10 states we have students from on Purdue's campus, Illinois, Missouri, California, Florida, Texas, those are some of the biggies. But again, students from literally everywhere at Purdue. So we are in a college town. For those of you who aren't familiar, we're about 4.5 hours as a point of reference, 4.5 hours from St. Louis, about 8 hours in a car from Kansas City. We actually are about an hour north of Indianapolis, about 2.5 hours south of Chicago, straight up and down I-65, if you're familiar at all with Indiana. Within our community, we have 2 kind of neighboring communities, Lafayette and West Lafayette, and our 2 communities really have everything you would expect from what I would say is going to be your home away from home, right? So we have miles of bicycle trails, hiking trails, movie theaters, shopping centers. You see here in the top left, a photo of our Myers pedestrian bridge. So separating our 2 communities is a river, but connecting it is a few bridges. And so this is one of our pedestrian bridges. In the top right-hand corner is a photo from one of our festivals on campus. It's called Starry Night. Every year, typically every year, it's hosted to raise money for a local charity that changes every year. We do have an ice skating rink right on the edge of campus, which is fun for some of our students. If all of you, depending on where you're from, you may or may not have been to or seen an ice skating rink, but there's one very conveniently located next to Purdue. And then we have about 3 farmers markets actually that happen in our community, one literally on our campus from early spring until late fall every single year, and then 2, one in Lafayette and one in West Lafayette. So just a really vibrant campus community. If you asked me what kind of community Purdue is in, I would tell you it's a college town. That's just really, I think, a great descriptor of who we are. So our students really get a lot of what I would say or call opportunity. So opportunity in a whole bunch of areas. So students here on the screen on the left-hand side, that student is a biology student doing some sculpin research. This student second from the left is Charlotte. So she's the first student in her family to go to college. She was one of the students in our degree in 3 program. So she actually completed a bachelor's degree in our Brian Lamb School of Communication in 3 years at the university. She was an intern for NPR, and she actually works full-time now for our on-campus NPR affiliate. Those 2 other students, one of them is doing smart Tupperware research. I kind of thought we'd like maxed out on Tupperware research, but apparently not. So he's making Tupperware smarter. And then that final student, if you can probably guess, is doing an internship with roller coaster design. So some other things that I think are important to students and maybe more so sometimes families. So our university has been ranked the 3rd best career service center. So it's really important to us that y'all get jobs or internship or co-op opportunities if that's what you're looking to do. So we certainly have those resources. Our Center for Career Opportunities also is home to our pre-professional advising office. Many students who come to Purdue do plan to go to graduate or professional school, law school, med school, dental school. So we have a lot of resources, including kind of a second layer of advising for students who are planning that path. So our Center for Career Opportunities and our pre-professional advising office are a great resource. About 1,000 clubs and organizations, so you won't get bored, lots of things to do. We're about 20% Greek if you have an interest in fraternity or sorority life. We don't have a music major at Purdue, but many of our students do choose to participate in musical opportunities. So marching band, jazz band, concert band, pep band, you name it, we have it at the university. We also have, of course, fun clubs and organizations like you see there in the bottom left-hand corner. Pet a Puppy Club is an example. We have an annual go-kart race called the Grand Prix. So you see that there as well. We do have 11 academic colleges and schools and over 200 majors at Purdue. So a lot of ways, a lot of things for our students to study. I will spare you going into all of those, but I'll just add that while we're most well known for engineering, we have about 180 majors that are not engineering. So lots of things to study at Purdue in really all areas. Our application process is a holistic review. So others have mentioned that. So I will spare you of what a holistic review entails, but essentially we look at everything that you provide in your application for admission, and specifically the major that you're applying to is a factor. You can apply anytime starting August 1st of your senior year. Early action deadline will also include full consideration for merit-based scholarships in our honors college if you're interested in those 2 things. Early action applicants hear their admission decision on January 15th. Our regular decision deadline is January 15th, and students hear those decisions by the end of March. And then Purdue has frozen tuition for 10 consecutive years. So we, as an Indiana institution, we do have some differential fees for out-of-state students, but a lot of opportunity for an affordable, that's a relative term, education at Purdue. And then finally, here's information about how to visit us, and I'll put my contact information in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Megan, for presenting on Purdue tonight. All right, well, we have reached the end of the formal part of our presentation with our 5 schools that are here with us, but we still want to leave a little bit more time for everyone to put questions in the Q&A and to give our representatives a chance to answer them. So while we're doing that, we are going to do a little bit of an extra Q&A to help you all learn a little bit more information about the schools and about the college search process too. So if I could have each of the presenters come back on camera and join back as a group, I would really appreciate it. We are going to, for these Q&As, we're going to go in the same order that you presented. So we're going to be starting with Janice, our representative for Missouri University of Science and Technology, and then we'll be going, or actually maybe Michelle will be jumping in for this one for Missouri Science and Tech. Welcome. And we'll start with Missouri Science and Tech. We're going to go in the same exact order that you all presented. And when the person ahead of you finishes, just feel free to turn your mic on and answer away. So first question, favorite event or tradition on campus to give everyone a little extra peek at something really special about your student community and campus experience.
Well, this week is my favorite tradition because we celebrate St. Pat, the patron saint of engineering. This is our 113th St. Pat's celebration. It's a 10-day celebration, and students will actually be out of school tomorrow and Friday for the celebration. There is a St. Pat's court, there's a parade. Of course, it looks a little different with COVID policies this year, but usually we just have a huge parade and concerts and lots of things in town. And it's a great event and it's a lot of fun.
At the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, a lot of my favorite traditions happen during welcome days. When you first come to campus, you'll have something called Illini Sights and Sounds, where you'll take your iconic black eye photo on the football field in Memorial Stadium. But then I always encourage students to take a photo with Alma Mater. She is our statue that welcomes students to campus when you start on your first day or when you come to visit, and then go take a photo of her in your cap and gown, because she'll have her own cap and gown and an hours long line to take a photo at graduation. But it's really a great way to kind of bookend your experience here with us.
So at Embry Riddle, not really tradition, but more of just fun fact that I just love to share with everyone who's interested. I guess it's kind of a tradition, but actually our student union, which you saw on the picture of our Daytona Beach campus, you probably saw is shaped a little bit strange. It's actually shaped to look like a cockpit in an airplane. And fun fact about that is if you actually sit at the top floor where it's kind of pointed, it's actually for all of our students to enjoy watching launches from Kennedy Space Center. So since we are so close to Kennedy Space Center, you can easily see all the launches right from Daytona. So actually by sitting at that point in the student union, you can actually see the launches. So a tradition for whenever there are launches to actually bring our students together.
My favorite event at Rose-Hulman is homecoming every fall. We are NCAA Division III for athletics. We have all kinds of athletic events on campus that particular weekend, but it's always a tradition for our freshmen to build the big homecoming bonfire. And it's a huge event. As you can imagine, with a school full of engineers, they come up with some pretty unique ways to light the bonfire. And it's a huge family event. We have a lot of our alumni that come back and bring their families. And I've been at Rose for over 20 years, so it's especially fun for me to be able to see the alumni that are coming back, students that have worked as tour guides in our office, and that it's just a whole weekend full of events that kicked off with the bonfire on Friday night, football game and activities on Saturday. And it's a lot of fun for our students and faculty and staff and our alumni. Thank you.
So one of my favorite traditions at Purdue, and I don't normally mention this one because it's not always true every year, but this year, because we all had a lot of snow, we have a big hill on our campus. It's called Slater Hill. And so students sledding down Slater Hill is just a really popular thing. And depending on the year, of course, you may or may not get to do that, but students go down the hill on pretty much anything you can imagine. So, you know, a car hood, a mattress from the residence halls, all sorts of things are used for students to go down the hill. So that was a lot of entertainment to watch from afar this year, but students really got to experience that Purdue tradition alive and well this year with all of our snow.
Awesome. I love hearing about each of these stories, whether it's an event or tradition. I hope that everybody watching thinks, I'm going to go Google some of that and, you know, try to envision yourself taking part in some of these activities and, you know, being a part of that student experience on campus. For our next question, I know that we've got a wide range of attendees, both live and watching later. You know, and this is such a the college search journey is such a unique experience. And then also, especially now in the year that we're in right now. So I love each of you. You are the pros. You are here to help guide the families, to give a piece of advice, a tip that would help everyone as they're kind of looking at each of these going through this process and looking at schools, how to explore and do that and decide this year. So we're going to go in the same order. So Missouri Science and Tech, you are up first again. So thank you, Michelle, and we'll go in the same order.
My best advice as a recruiter and also as a mother of 3 college students is visit the colleges you're thinking about and do it pretty early. If you can't do it in person right now, then go to the virtual tours, see what it's like. That's really how you're going to get a feel of, if the place feels like home for you. Is it the right size for you? Is it the community where you want to be? And that's the best thing I can say is visit all the places you think that you might want to go to so that you can just see and get a feel for the campus and see the laboratories and see different things on campus.
Yes, visiting is always definitely the best piece of advice for sure. One of the application specific pieces of advice I like to give students is to start Googling college essays now, especially, during the summer before your senior year. You'll likely have more free time on your hands than you will once your senior year starts. It's always a really busy year. So for instance, our essay, and I know a lot of other schools post their essays online all year round. So copy and paste those into a Word document, start getting those ready to go, because that is generally what's going to take you the most time to get those applications complete. So start working on those, at least the summer before your senior year. So it's one less thing you have to worry about once applications start opening.
I would definitely say my advice would be to just ask questions. Every college, as you can see, has a lot of similarities, but also some differences. So I know I recently graduated college myself about a year ago. So I definitely remember going through the process and seeming like everything kind of merged together. So definitely feel free to ask questions. We are all here to help you. So don't feel bad about asking us all the questions that you have and making sure that you stay on top of it. The other quick thing I wanted to mention is if you are interested in applying to Embry Riddle, I do highly encourage you to apply early. We are rolling admissions, so definitely get your application in sooner rather than later, and it should open about July before your senior year.
Those are all great, suggestions for the college search, and you guys have taken each thing that I've thought of. But another thing that I would maybe recommend is to do a summer program, if it's available to you, to learn a little bit more about what your particular interests may be. Maybe that you think you want to do something in math and science, you're not exactly sure how you want to apply that. So if you have an opportunity to do a summer camp or an online kind of summer activity, so you can get a better feel as to what area you may want to go into, I think that would be beneficial to you with the college search. Thanks.
I would just maybe add making sure that you do some things that are authentic on maybe a campus visit or during your search process. So we all work for offices of admissions. We all hire students and we train them really well. And while we hope that they give you, the real scoop, I think that you really get a great look at campus communities, and even if you're not visiting, but grabbing a newspaper or looking at the campus newspaper while you're on campus, talking to a student, sitting in a student union, talking to your neighbor who maybe went to that institution. So I think that maybe getting an unbiased opinion about the places that you're considering can help as you're trying to make those decisions. All of our offices, our job is to help you. But I think that sometimes having a different perspective might be helpful as you're going through this search.
Those are all such great tips, and thank you all for being creative and thinking of the variety. I think it'll really help everyone watching to kind of pick up some new ways to work through their search and decision journey. Well, we are now reaching the end of our time together tonight. So first of all, thank you to all of our presenters for not just sharing the facts and figures about your schools and the admissions process, but just the passion you have for the student experience in and out of the classroom. It's amazing. And thank you for guiding families and students through this process. For everyone who's watching, thank you for taking the time to learn about these 5 amazing schools. We hope this is helping you and that you're curious. You want to dig in more, contact these representatives and learn about each of these schools to see if it's going to be the right fit for your academic future. So now that we are getting ready to close out, just a few final remarks and reminders. When you close your window, there's going to be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions that are being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. In about a week's time, you'll find the recording for this session, as well as all of the other session recordings at that same website where you registered, strivescan.com/Missouri. Thank you again. Best of luck as you look to find your future academic and out of classroom home as well. Thank you, everyone, and good night.